Today on the CTV News at 5, grass fire threatens homes in the Crow's Nest Pass. Plus, questions continue over the now defunct police training college in Fort Macleod. And why Lethbridge College students and staff have 100,000 reasons to smile today.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. At least half a dozen families have been evacuated from their homes in the Crow's Nest Pass because of a fast-moving grass fire. The fire is near the Burmis Way Scales in the Crow's Nest Pass. It started around lunchtime today. This My News video shows water bombers helping to fight the blaze. Fire officials say it's already burned through roughly 150 acres of land. At least 6 homes on a hillside have been evacuated. We're told there are ample resources battling the blaze, including firefighters from Pincher Creek, Cowley, and Lethbridge, as well as a helicopter from Sustainable Resource Development. We spoke to one fire official who said that the biggest challenge now is the wind speed.
It wouldn't surprise me that we're at 100 kilometers an hour sustained with gusts above that. Definitely a breezy afternoon. At this point, I understand that there's no homes on fire. They're being protected first off.
Now, the excessive wind speed in the southwest region is creating some serious area hazards on the roads. Fort Macleod RCMP have already been called in to a rollover of a truck pulling a holiday trailer. Fortunately, the driver wasn't injured. Travel at this time is not being advised for anyone pulling a trailer. Well, there are still a lot of lingering questions about the Fort Macleod Police Training Center. The town says it still hopes to recover all of the expenses stemming from the failed project, but Mayor Sean Patience says it's time to start focusing on the future. Terry Vogt reports.
Just outside of Fort Macleod, work continues on what some local residents are now calling the pipeline to nowhere, a $4 million water and sewer line to the now canceled police training center. And while the town is now resigned to the fact that the project is dead, it's still hoping to recover all of the expenses and still working to mitigate the economic effects of the decision to scrap the college.
At this point, all I can tell you is that we certainly have the interest of this community in mind and understand the impact of this, and we're doing everything we can to protect those interests.
Mayor Sean Patience says Fort Macleod Town Council has made a commitment to negotiate with the province, but won't be doing it through the media. Thursday, Premier Alison Redford told reporters the government was in the process of determining what the costs will be.
The town has been able to build a tremendous amount of infrastructure, that they've been able to cost that infrastructure, and that we are working very closely with them to make sure that they are not out of pocket.
The town of Fort Macleod says it's still working toward recovering all of the expenses related to this project. Council has submitted a request and is now waiting for a response from the province. In the meantime, Fort Macleod will continue to pursue other opportunities. Mayor Patience says the town still has a lot of potential, and council has to focus on moving forward. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Fort Macleod.
The town has declined to release any dollar figures at this stage. And Lethbridge Regional Police say alcohol was likely a factor in an early morning crash on Highway 3A. Happened around 3 this morning. Officers say that a 33-year-old woman was driving the wrong way down the highway when it collided with another vehicle. No one was seriously injured in the crash, but it does remain under investigation. All right, Joy Rossiter, it is coming. Periods of snow by Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. It's windy, then it's calm, then there's snow. It's like variety is the name of the game in southern Alberta. But yes, you're right. We are expecting periods of snow. You know, the kind that's really wet, sticks to the grass, not so much to the roads. The roads just get wet, that kind of snow. Temperatures aren't really taking a hit. We'll have a high on Tuesday of 6 degrees, so that's why the snow isn't expected to be the kind that you shovel, but it is coming. I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes.
We'll bundle up. Thanks, Dory. Candlelight vigils are being held across Canada and around the world today to remember bullying victim Amanda Todd. The BC teenager committed suicide last week after being bullied for years. As CTV's Brent Shear reports, her story has touched people all over the world.
A moment of silence for a bullied teen now known across the country. 250,000 students and 40,000 staff members in the Toronto School District paused at 11 o'clock this morning to honor Amanda Todd. It's been a week and a half since the 15-year-old took her own life. The YouTube video she posted detailing years of relentless bullying, both in school and online, has been viewed millions of times. And today, in communities from coast to coast and around the world in places like Japan and India, candlelight vigils are planned. The largest is expected to be here in Surrey's Holland Park.
Let's stop the bullying and let's hug and support people.
At yesterday's We Day gathering in Vancouver, bullying was a focus.
And I'm talking to you, whoever that is out there, and I'm telling you that this is an issue that we can beat. This is something that you can get through. And this is something that will not bring you down.
The Todd story has put bullying in the spotlight nationwide. Police in London, Ontario have just announced the arrest of 8 young women for criminal harassment. They're accused of physical, emotional, and cyberbullying a student at this high school. Meantime, an RCMP spokesperson says the investigation of the people who bullied Amanda Todd during the last few years of her short life is ongoing. Brent Shearer, CTV News, Vancouver.
And we'll have more on Southern Alberta vigils for Amanda Todd coming up in our news at 6. An update now on the XL beef recall. It's been confirmed another person in Quebec has become sick from contaminated beef. And the beef that was recalled because of E. coli contamination could still wind up on your dinner plate. Millions of kilograms of beef from XL Foods in Brooks is still at the plant, many frozen, some fresh. Now, in addition, there's more being held by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency at various distribution points. Anything that made it to the supermarket can't be used, but there are several options for the rest of the meat that wasn't distributed, including cooking it, then putting it into products like frozen food or canned soup. The cooking is supposed to kill any E. coli.
For example, cooking, it has to have the lethality step so that it is actually very much made sure that there is no E. coli possibility left in there, as well as it will be subjected to further testing.
Now, the meat could also be thrown into a landfill or rendered. It's not clear what options XL Foods will choose. The latest person with the infection from Quebec is recovering. In total, that means there are 16 confirmed cases of E. coli infection connected to the recalled beef from Brooks. Meanwhile, a Lethbridge research scientist says vaccinating cattle against E. coli would not end the human illness or prevent meat recalls in the future. Dr. Kim Stanford is a beef research scientist with Alberta Agriculture. She spoke on the television program Alberta Primetime. Dr. Stanford says a vaccine developed to prevent cattle from shedding E. coli has shown effectiveness in some herds of cattle, but not all. In her opinion, vaccinating all cattle wouldn't be the most cost-effective way to ensure food safety. Dr. Stanford says there are other steps farmers and processors can take to improve beef safety.
The vaccine is effective. It does reduce the cattle shedding E. coli, but it doesn't prevent it. So the vaccine could help lower the burden of E. coli, but still it's no guarantee against future outbreaks, future recalls, things of that nature.
Lethbridge College is celebrating a big win at the World Culinary Olympics in Europe. Lethbridge College's chef Doug Overs and apprentice Tyler Ivey brought home a regional gold medal. The team has been representing the college and province at the competition in Germany for 2 weeks. Team Alberta was one of just 2 teams among nearly 50 that received a gold medal. Overs is honored and proud of his team's hard work.
First of all, I think the fact that out of 50 some odd regional teams, only 2 were given gold, little old culinary team Alberta and a team from Stockholm, Sweden. Wow, it puts us on a world scale. It makes you feel good. We're still vibrating. But exposure from not only Alberta standpoint, but the city of Lethbridge, Tyler Ivey, and myself, and the Lethbridge College.
The Lethbridge College team finished just half a point back of first place. Congratulations. Lethbridge College received a $100,000 gift today as well. The donation establishes the Headwater Equipment Sales Heavy Equipment Research Bay within the Crooks School of Business. The move will support the college's Trades and Technology Renewal and Innovation Project. Company executives say the programs at the college align with what they do in the industry, and they hope the donation will help provide students with greater opportunities to learn and grow.
It's very important that we have skilled labor. Things change often. There's many different pieces of equipment that we're building right now, and because of that, and because of the changes in the field between building and in the field, there's a real strong need for skilled labor.
Headwater has already donated several pieces of equipment that are being used by students and instructors. First Nations, Métis, and Inuit students at the University of Lethbridge will benefit from a very unique gift.
Today it's my pleasure to announce ATCO's gift.
ATCO Gas has provided $30,000 to build a lounge and ceremonial room for Aboriginal students. The U of L already has about 400 First Nations students on campus and has started a new campaign to recruit more. The lounge serves as a gathering and meeting place, but there's also a room for elders and cultural ceremonies.
The round gathering space is a very important part of the Blackfoot culture, and so with this contribution from ATCO, we've been able to create the kind of space that is really important for our students that come from certainly the Blackfoot Nation, but also more broadly the FNMI community.
We're very pleased to be involved with the University of Lethbridge, and of course this is something that's very close to us, Aboriginal relations, and so we're pleased to be part of this.
The Lethbridge Animal Shelter will remain closed to adoptions and strays over the weekend, but a city spokesman says there is some good news today. The outbreak of a respiratory disorder has not spread since yesterday. 12 of the 35 dogs at the shelter have come down with the illness, and 2 of them are responding well to the treatment. The shelter has also managed to clean and sterilize 5 kennels now that can be used in an emergency. The shelter is still accepting cats. So how many university students can you fit into a brand new Volkswagen Beetle? There's no punchline here. That's an actual question that will be answered tonight. It's a world record attempt, and it'll happen at the Lethbridge Senior Citizens Organization this evening. Its official title, how many people can you cram into a brand new VW Beetle? The previous record is 25. 7:30 tonight, they'll try to cram 26 people into the car. The rules clearly state that each person must be 18 years of age, at least 5 feet tall, and enter and exit the car under their own power. We'll keep you posted what happens. Coming up next, a look at how the markets wrapped up the week.